SBA Publications.
Hello dear students, how are you all? I hope that you're doing very nice and you are enjoying your literature really well. Today we are going to start our chapter number 8 of English literature, that is Realization of Life. So the name itself is giving a lesson. Let's see what the lesson this chapter holds for us. Meena is a good friend of mine. She is an LIC officer earning a good salary. But there was something strange about her. She was forever unhappy. So this girl is the best friend of our narrator, and now she's working as an LIC officer and making very good money, but still she is always unhappy. Whenever I met her, I would begin to feel depressed. She was so unhappy that even when the narrator meets her, she herself becomes unhappy. It was as though her gloom and cynicism had a way of spreading to others. She never had anything positive to say on any subject or about any person. So she is a very negative person. For instance, if I told her, Meena, did you know Rakesh has come first in his school? Meena's immediate reaction would be to belittle the achievement. Naturally, his father is a school teacher, she would say. So now this girl or this lady is so negative that when the narrator tells her that Rakesh has come first in the school, she would just rub it off by saying, why not, his father is a teacher, he would definitely come first. If I said, Meena, Shweta is very beautiful girl, isn't she? She would be pessimistic. When a pony is young, he looks handsome. It is age that matters. Wait for some time. Shweta will be uglier than anyone that you know. So she is so negative that even when they are talking about the beauty of someone, she would say that with age, the beauty will fade away. Meena, it's a beautiful day. Let's go for a walk. No, the sun is too hot and I get tired if I walk too much. Besides, who says walking is good for health? There is no proof. That was Meena. She stayed alone in an apartment in Bangalore as her parents lived in Delhi. She was the only child and had the habit of complaining about anything and everything. So she was the only child of her parents and she was very complaining. Naturally, she wasn't a very pleasant company and nobody wanted to visit her. As she was so negative, so pessimistic, nobody wanted to visit her, and that's why she was alone. Then one day Meena was transferred to Bombay and soon we all forgot about her. So one day she got transferred to Bombay and everybody forgot about her. Many years later, I found myself caught in the rain at Bombay's Flora Fountain. It was pouring and I didn't have an umbrella. So the narrator was in Bombay and she found herself in rain. It was raining so heavily and there was no umbrella. I was standing near a popular departmental store waiting for the rain to stop. Suddenly, I spotted Meena. My first reaction was to avoid being seen by her, having to listen to her never-ending complaints. So as the narrator is habitual of listening to her complaints, when she encountered her, she tried to avoid her. However, she had already seen me and caught hold of my hand cheerfully and said, hey, I'm really excited. It's nice to meet old friends. What are you doing here? So now Meena is happy to see her friend and she says that, what are you doing here? I'm very excited to see you. I explained that I was in Bombay on official work. Then stay with me tonight. Meena says, why don't you stay with me tonight? Let's chat. Do you know that old wine, old friends and memories are precious and rare? This is what Meena says. I couldn't believe it. Was this really Meena? I pinched myself hard to be sure that it wasn't a dream. But Meena was really standing there, right in front of me, squeezing my hand, smiling, and yes, she did look happy. So Meena was happy when I met her. In the 3 years she had been in Bangalore, I had never once seen her smiling like that. A few strands of grey in her hair reminded me that years have passed. So Meena has gotten her hair grey, and then the narrator realizes that yes, it has been a very long time, and today she found Meena happy. That's why the narrator was in shock. There were a few wrinkles on her face, but the truth was that she looked more attractive than ever before. Even though she looked old, yet she was looking more than she was attractive more than any other time. Finally, I managed to say, "No, Meena, I can't stay with you tonight. I have to attend a dinner. Give me your card and I'll keep in touch with you. I promise." For a moment, Meena looked disappointed. "Let's go and have tea at least," she insisted. "But Meena, it's boring." "So what? We'll buy an umbrella and then go to the Grand Hotel," she said. So now the characters kind of are switched, as we can see here. "We won't get a taxi in this rain," I grumbled. "So what? We'll walk." I was surprised. That wasn't the same Meena I had known. Today she seemed ready to make any number of adjustments. So she was the same girl who used to complain a lot about everything. Now she is the one who is avoiding such complaints. We reached the Grand Hotel drenched. So when they reached the hotel, they were completely wet. By then, the only thought in my mind was to find out who or what had brought about such a change in pessimistic Meena that I had known. I was quite curious, so the narrator wanted to know how Meena changed a lot. "Tell me, Meena, is there a Prince Charming who has managed to change you?" So the narrator asked that, "Have you met a Prince Charming who has changed you?" Meena was surprised by my question. "No, there isn't anyone like that," she said. She smiled and then said, "A beggar changed my life." Meena tells her friend that a beggar changed her life. I was absolutely dumbfounded and she could see it. "Yes, a beggar," she repeated, as if to reassure me. "He was old and used to stay in front of my house with his 5-year-old granddaughter. I used to give my leftovers to the beggar every day. I never spoke to him, nor did he spoke to me. One rainy day, I looked out of my bedroom window and started cursing the rain. I don't know why I did that because I wasn't even getting wet. That day, I couldn't give the beggar and his granddaughter their daily quota of leftovers. They were hungry, I'm sure." So now Meena is telling her the story how she changed. She's telling her that how a beggar changed her life entirely. However, what I saw from my window surprised me. The beggar and the young girl were playing on the road because there was no traffic. They were laughing, clapping, and screaming joyously, as if they were in paradise. Hunger and rain did not matter. They were completely drenched but totally happy. I envied their zest for life. That scene forced me to look at my own life. I realized I had so many comforts, none of which they had, but they had the most important asset, one which I lacked. They knew how to be happy with life as it was. I felt ashamed of myself. So here Meena is telling her friend the story how the beggar who used to live outside her home with his granddaughter changed her life. How when she saw them dancing in rain, playing in rain, even though they were hungry, they still enjoyed their time. And then she realized that I have all the comforts of life, yet I am unhappy. And look at these beggars who are enjoying their life even though they are hungry and they do not have any comfort at all. I even started to make a list of what I had and what I did not have. Now she started to make a list of what she has got and what she has not. I found I had more to be grateful for than most people could imagine. That day, I decided to change my attitude towards life using the beggar as my role model. So then the beggar became her role model, and then she decided that she will change her attitude towards life. After a long pause, I asked Meena how long it had taken her to change. Once this realization dawned, she said, "It took me almost 2 years to change myself." Even though she realized this, it still took her 2 years to change. As you know, I was chronic pessimist. Old habits die hard. But now nothing matters. I am always cheerful and happy. I found happiness in every small thing, in every situation and in every person. "Did you give Guru Dakshina to your Guru?" I asked. No, unfortunately, by the time I understood things, he was dead. So he died by the time Meena understood things. But I sponsored his granddaughter to a boarding school as a mark of respect to him. However, she sponsored his granddaughter to a boarding school. Even though she could not pay back to the beggar because he died, she still paid him back by helping his granddaughter. So that was the story with a very big lesson towards life. I hope you got the lesson and you will also look at life with a positive view. Now let us look at the vocabulary. Asset means things of value. Belittle means make something seem unimportant. Chronic means long lasting. Cynicism means belief that nothing good will happen. Don't mean understood for the first time. Depressed means feeling sad and without hope. Drenched is thoroughly wet. Dumbfounded is made speechless with surprise. Grumbled is complained in a bad-tempered way. Leftovers is food that has not been eaten. Paradise is heaven. Pessimistic is expecting bad things to happen all the time like Meena. Pouring is raining heavily. Reassure is make somebody less worried. Sponsored is supported somebody by paying for their education. Transferred is changed the place of job. Wrinkles is creases in skin due to old age, and zest means keen interest or enjoyment. So that was our chapter. Now we have this exercise that you have to practice by yourself. Even if you didn't understood the chapter, you can watch the video once again and then do the exercise. That's it for today. I will see you soon with another interesting chapter. Till then, keep on practicing. Bye-bye.